Hey guys, so today's lesson is on editing. So, you know how sometimes when you're writing, you have some spelling errors, you have some grammar errors, and it makes it very hard for us to read? Well, today we're focusing on that because good writers, they go back and they check their grammar, they go back and check their spelling, they go back and make sure that their work makes sense. So, what is our lesson on today? Is it on revising or is it on editing? You should have got editing because we're finally starting editing. We're focusing on editing today. Revising was before, now we're on editing. So what do y'all think editing is? What do you think we do when we edit our writing? Go ahead and respond. So for me, when you edit, you're checking for spelling, grammar, and punctuation errors. You check your sentences to make sure they make sense. That is the main point of editing. You're making sure you're making sense. And to me, editing is like a perfect selfie. You want to get that right angle. Look at Miss Smith and her duck lips. You want to make sure that you get the right filter on you so you look good. That's just what you do when you write. When you are editing, sorry, my voice went out. When you are editing, you're making sure that you get that perfect sentence. You're making sure that you got that right spelling on your sentence. The grammar is right and that it makes sense. Just like when you take a selfie. So as much as you do to make sure you got a good selfie, you want to make sure that you got a good sentence. Editing is checking your grammar and spelling and punctuation. What is editing, y'all? Is it A, checking grammar, spelling, and punctuation, or B, changing writing to make it better? Remember that editing is checking our grammar, spelling, and punctuation. Revising was changing writing to make it better. We're in editing now. So today we're going to read Blake's essay. Blake is writing the story. We're going to read it and we're going to help him edit his story because he made some errors that we need to fix. But remember, we need to read. This is our strategy for everything we do that goes with tag. This is how we write, read passages and revise, read passages and edit. This is how we read passages and answer questions. We're just always going to read. We're going to read the question. We're going to read the passage. We're going to eliminate wrong answers, annotate our answer choices, double check our answers, and we're going to explain our thinking. Today, I'm going to show you another example of how you can annotate your answer choices that doesn't require you to do a lot of effort. So let me show you what I mean. But before, what does READ stand for? Make sure y'all choose all that apply. We've gone through this for 3 full lessons now, and you do the practice, so you should know. Is it read the question, read the passage, eliminate wrong answers, annotate the answer choices, double check your answer, explain your thinking. You should have got them all because read is right there. That's our read strategy. We do all of those things. We don't skip out. We do every one of them. So now let's look at question 1. It's listed on here as question 17, but it will be question 1 on your assignment. We're going to look at question 1 of our assignment for today. So remember, when we read the question first. So our question says, what change, if any, should be made to sentence 3? We know we need to make a change. We know we're focusing on sentence 3. So now we're going to go ahead and read our passage. I'm going to only focus on sentence 3 right now. I don't really need to focus on the other sentences. Sometimes you need to focus on the other sentences to get a main idea. But right now, for this question, we don't need a main idea. We just need to know what they're talking about. So 3 says, and more often than not, my mother's answer brings a groan from at least one of us. Okay. Now we need to eliminate wrong answers and then take the answer choices. Well, the sentence sounds nice, but let's look at the different answer choices. A says change than to then. Ooh, I see that we're messing with homophones. So homophones is when there's 2 words that sound the same but are spelled differently and have different meanings. So than means more than. Then means like I'm going next. I'm doing this, then that. So let's see. And more often than not, I see more already written in the sentence. I think we're going with then instead of then, so we don't need to make that change. I've already annotated. Remember, I eliminated just now and I've already annotated because I told myself what then means and I told myself what then means. Let's go to the next one. It says B, change mothers to mothers. Ooh, okay, so mothers with an apostrophe after the S means that there are multiple moms. Mothers with the apostrophe before the S means that she owns something. It's a sign of ownership, like it's mine or it's hers. So it says, and more often than not, my mother's answer. Ooh, we're talking about her answer. So that means that she's owning that answer. We're not talking about multiple moms. Okay. So maybe that changes, right? Let's check C. So grown is a sound, and grown is like height because I'm a grown woman. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so let's see if we need to make that change. And more often than not, my mother's answer brings us a groan from at least one of us. Okay, groan is a sound, like y'all do when y'all have to take a test or write or whatever y'all have to do. Basically, what y'all do about school. So that's accurate. We don't need that one. We do need a change. We need to change mothers because we're talking about her answer. Let's double check. And more often than not, my mother's fixing that answer brings a groan from at least one of us. That sounds perfect. Let's explain our thinking. Well, we are choosing B. I want to always see you explain your thinking. So I chose B because the writer is talking about her or his mother's answer. The apostrophe needs to be before the S to show ownership, since it's her answer. If it was after the S, it makes it seem like he's talking about multiple mothers. There we go. Boom, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, your next steps. What are you doing? You're going into Google Classroom. Let me move myself so you can see. You're going into Google Classroom. You're opening lesson 3.2, editing part 1. You're opening or you're reading the passage and answering the questions using read. There's your strategy. What am I doing next, Miss Smith? Are you A, opening lesson 3.2, B, reading the passage, C, answering the questions, D, using the read strategy, E, staying on task, F, not doing anything, G, I don't know, H, staring at a blank page, I, passing time. Y'all should get this one right. We do this all the time. You are doing A through E. You are opening lesson 3.2. You're reading the passage, answering the questions, using your read strategy, staying on task. That's what I want to see from y'all. Y'all, here it goes again. Let me tell you what staying on task means. Staying on task means that you have your Google Doc 3.2 open. You are reading the passage, answering the questions, using your strategy, you're on task, and you're asking for help if you need it. That's all I have for you today. Y'all have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.